All right, cyber traders, give me a quick sound check. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. I got to try and do my best to contain myself right now. For reasons undisclosed, I got to try and be quiet. But welcome on back here for this afternoon meeting. Give me a quick sound check if you could hear me. Great to see Phil, Ryan, Michael. There we go. If I got three of us, four of us, five of us, I got all of us here. Great to see Richard and Alex as well. Great to have all of us back on social as well here, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, the works. I'm in a weird setup right now. I'm actually working from my parents' apartment right now, right? Sounds interesting, but I'm actually visiting them, visiting some family, my niece for her birthday. Happy birthday, Hannah, as if she's listening to this meeting, right? No, but of course, though, with that said, you're not on your normal setup. You're not on your normal computer monitor display. So with that, I mean, hey, this has been a interesting day to say the least. I had to take things just pretty cautiously at the open, and it worked out. So thankfully, this LCID stock I've been really on since the open. It's been pretty flat across the late morning, early afternoon, but hasn't broken lower. In fact, just now heading into this meeting, just made a new little pop. So hey, it's up over 5%. It's certainly a level 3 stock or below, probably just 1 to 2 at that. Like really any one of our students could or should look to get their hands on this stock, so long as it doesn't just tank suddenly coming up here. We'll definitely put Lucid on our watch list for the close. I bought some calls, $6 strike price back a couple days ago before I made my trip to New York here. And I guess so far it's been working out pretty well. I closed out the majority of my position earlier. So if it pushes up a little bit further, I'll be a happy camper. But otherwise, we'll just see if this either makes the move up higher and go from there. Otherwise, just be careful. It's still a nice level 1 or 2 stock. But if it breaks lower, you just don't want to get stuck holding and hoping. So I'm going to put this on our watch list here. Oh, alongside my monitor, computer setup that's very different. I'm working off a laptop right now. That's it. I also don't have my normal notepad, so I'm trying to do this all off of the iPhone Notes app. So, yeah, let's go from top to bottom here. And then on top of this, folks, we have the class continuing today, Phase 3 stock course. I got the hot tag from Fausto to wrap things up for us here into the close in the Phase 3 class. So, looking forward to it. Hey, I'm going to be good to go with trading just for streaming. It's been a little to do. With that said, let's just go from top to bottom here. We got the SGTX stock. I mean, ended up making a huge pop pre-market. If I told you I was being cautious at the open, then you better believe I wasn't even looking at this thing when the market had opened up because unfortunately, well, it was pulling back going into the open. Ran up at first, made a big pop. Kudos to anyone that gambled, jumped in, but we know what happens. It's typically the same story every time, or it dumps right back down. If it's not right back down, then it's just very shortly after, the next day. So it's been a nice gradual drop across the afternoon so far. What was the one from the other day, folks? There was a stock the other day, went from like 20 to 100, then back down to 40. Probably see it on the losers list. Fine fish through. What is it? MLTX? No, that wasn't it. That's a ticker. If you could recall for me, folks, it was a stock from the other day, I think from early this week, went to like $100, then dumped back down. It was nuts. It was way too crazy. It's a gamble type of stock. There's no need to try and rip your hair out. I'd say Nair's a better option. So with that, KTRA pushing up to cheapy stock. It also could be very dangerous though. I mean, this is probably more of a 3+, if anything. The faster this pops, or the more it pops, I should say, then the thinner the liquidity will get here on the book, and it's already pretty thin. So I'll reluctantly put this on our watch list with hopes of it moving up higher, up towards 5. The stock we've traded in the past. We'll zip back on the daily chart for this one. You could just say history has a tendency to repeat itself. There's a reason why the stock has been dropping at least since this time last year, if not longer, then probably even further. Oh yeah, this thing's probably been reverse split beyond eternity here just the last couple of years. I don't think this was like a $2,600 stock actually back in 16 or 17 this was. So, it probably had a number of different reverse stock splits. It could be just a short squeeze with that in mind. A lot of these factors kind of combine into a reason why a stock is squeezing up. I don't know the float. I would imagine this to be an extremely low float stock, right? Could say the same on top here. Oh, look what held this support. Oh my goodness. All right. So I don't have much time, folks, but we got enough time to talk about this trade. So top, why do I have a line at 705? Have to remind myself here coming up. No, but if you actually go back on the daily chart, and we talked about this with historical charting back a week back this past week in the phase 2 curriculum, I was going over this with one of our students on a coaching call, and 705 ish was a pretty strong bottom back from the beginning of this month, broke much lower from there. So it blasted above it as resistance. It got halted on the way up from there. All right, well, the first test should be the best test to see support hold. So pretty crazy how essentially this just kissed right there, bing, right back up. So, for right now, I'm not really too keen to follow top. I don't think it's going to make another pop all the way back up and higher. Just it's pretty cool to see how your levels work out. That's it. We keep it going, we keep it moving. GBX probably too thin, also a little expensive there. So a couple stocks that already made their moves are not looking as good now at this stage, but FREY, I mean, what a polier, but again, it pulled right back down, and it actually did it way before that 10:30 famed reversal time. So it's off guard right at 10 o'clock, topped off, I mean, near $10, but looks like a Christmas tree after. Came right back down, and that was it. Same to be said on Joby, JOBY, and even further. What goes up comes back down eventually. This stock was an ATM machine for you guys yesterday. I say you guys because, well, hey, just actually on the way to New York here from Florida. My flight got canceled Tuesday. They rebooked me to yesterday. That's why I was out. So I wasn't able to trade this JOBY from yesterday. It was an ATM machine. It looks like though. It looks like you guys cleaned up on this trade. If I can go back to my chart yesterday, yeah, from like 660 all the way up nearly 2 points higher. And obviously much more in pre-market this morning than after the open. But, we're not trying to swing trade this. We're not trying to hold on to one trade across the whole day. What goes up comes back down. So if it makes lower highs and if it breaks below support, odds are with how much it's already popped, game over. So, hey, you might say, it's easy to say there, but I hope nobody's still holding on to AI from $45. From near $50, right? For as much as that stock pumped up, what's it looking like on the daily chart? Now, if someone's in from a low price, let's say like one of our students, Roseanne, who's been killing it on this trade on options, that's a different story. But of course, just you don't want to get stuck hoping and holding from the top. That's the point there. OSTK. Okay, now this thing's trying to go back up again. It seems definitely trading some good volume right now, about 15, 20,000 shares per minute in between there. Perhaps it'll fluctuate, but I like this trade for right now. Actually, the liquidity is getting a little bit better even, which is kind of odd. The more it goes up, the faster it can pop. Typically, the thinner it gets. This was really thin back when it was like a $20 stock, $22 stock a month ago. So nice to see it's like now within like maybe a few cents. I'm sure it's going to fluctuate again, like I'd said previously, but all right, mix the cut for right now. We got 3 stocks so far, folks. LCID, the KTRA, and then Overstock here. All right, what else we got here from the gainers list? Just going to do a quick rummage through. And then NNDM is also another one from the morning. Just want to show pretty quickly. Maybe keep this on your side list for tomorrow. Nice pop earlier. It's actually still kind of holding near the highs, but really dead now, really flat. And there's a difference between this and Lucid, I feel, in terms of just strength and potential movement. OPK, not much happening there. ATOS had popped before, but died off after. Not looking good, too good now. HIMS, it's up 7+%. Order book checks out well. Not a terrible trade to look at right there. Definitely makes the side list at least. Maybe put this on our list at the end. Definitely for consideration. Let's see what else we got here, though. RIG, nice little push here. Looks like a nice Fausto flag building up pretty nicely. So again, another one we'll kind of consider. Just keep checking things out for right now. That kind of seems to be it from the gainer side in terms of stocks that I know of, stocks I'm familiar with. If there's anything else looking really good on the way up, folks, type it in the chat board here. Definitely let me know. IMUX, you can kind of say the same thing here, like a little sideless material right now. Not a bad looker, just a little slow. I don't want to have the whole watch list be like slow stocks. That's it. All right, what else we got? Meds. Nah, it's too crazy normally, so I just want to see what the chart looked like. All right, so let's hop over to the loser side here. I guess I'll jump to Microvision, MVIS, lastly, before I do so, actually. So this one we're familiar with. Had a huge run up just a few weeks ago. We were focused more on the day trade side of that move, but easy to say now in hindsight, that could have been a phenomenal hold. But again, same to be said here as it was on AI and everything else. What goes up does come back down. So, nice push back up once again today, a little recovery day perhaps on this. And, I'll keep it in mind. We'll go to the losers list first, and then we'll see if there's anything else that you folks look at there. If there's anything else looking good, type it in the chat boards like we had said before. Patrick Action on YouTube right now. In C, meaning Citigroup. Patrick G on YouTube, and that was from at 2:30 Eastern about 10 minutes ago. So, Citigroup just typically like these slower brand name companies, obviously major bank, but you could say the same on Wells Fargo. You could say the same on a lot of those different trades, right? So in terms of a more volatile move for the next hour and 20 minutes, you want to focus on a stock that's near the highs or near the lows. So, again, hey, let me know if there's anything else looking good, perhaps a stronger upward trend or strong downward trend. Getting my tongue tied here at this point. All right, so let's go through the losers list here, see what we got. Not bad. This ain't bad at all. Look at this. Nice LQDA drop. It's at the lows right now. Shortable. Looks like it's also at a big point we had back from like a week or two ago. Crazy drop down towards low of 752. Then it pulled all the way back up and closed at 827. Then led to a huge day over day run after. So it's approaching some significant support perhaps from the daily chart. Not much really showing on level 3 here just yet. All right, so it makes the cut. I like this one here as a potential short LQDA. Again, I'm using my Apple Notes app for this one, right? Jeez. All right, so what else we got here, though? If there's anything else here on the loser side looking like this, we'll likely toss it on our watch list. Everything else like hard to borrow. Lift down, lift not hard to borrow. Hey, there we go. Nice move. I didn't really notice lift at all up until right now. Ended up, wow, look at the daily chart. This thing had a tough time trying to break that resistance off 11, break a higher high, and had a huge gap down prior to that. Just messy chart now at this point. So, hey, looking like a good short in that sense. Lift makes the cut. And then that might just about do it. China markets like yin right now, down percentage wise, but otherwise just kind of flat. Haven't really gone anywhere today. Run, Sun Run. My friend Matt works there. It dropped off pretty nicely at the open. It's also at the lows right now. So, yeah, why not here? This Sun Run trade is a potentially good short. Wow, we have just as many stocks from the loser side as we do from the gainer side. Not as often you have that here in the afternoon meeting, especially with the markets kind of flat and just bounced recently for right now. So we'll see where it takes us. But just checking the trading room coming up right now, folks. Let me know if there's anything else looking good. Ryan asking, do I short frequently? I'd be lying if I told you I'm 50-50 in terms of what I actually do. If I were to go back on my journal and like in my actual list of trades saying like, do I go how many long versus short? I long more than I short, but I don't have anything bad against shorting. No, I will take a short if I feel good about it. Absolutely. But in terms of options, I do more calls than puts though. That I will definitively say. Like I'm definitely way more call puts if I were to do an options trade. But yeah, we could talk more about that perhaps in Traders Talk for next week, just on Tuesday. If there's any other shorts that look good, then I will say my son-in-law works for Sunrun. Is your son-in-law my friend Matt? No, I'm kidding. Michael saying CVNA for the loser side. Ooh. It's hard to borrow, but you puts, or if it's easy to borrow from TradeStation or your broker otherwise, yeah, it's down big. It just broke below 25 major support levels. So even if it holds and this bounces back above 25, maybe there could be a little bounce, a little dead cat bounce. Not a bad shot there, Mike. Like KTRA has a float of just below 1.7 million according to Benzinga, and I trust Benzinga on that. They're pretty good, and yeah, 1.7 million is pretty low. That's very low, in fact. I mean, there are stocks that are lower technically, but Not trying to put fire. Rivian for a nice move up. Great call from on F. I'm going from bottom to top, folks. So if you notice that, just catching all the earlier chats right now. So from John before Rivian. Yeah, nice pop just earlier and, still holding strong. Looks good. Nice potential runner into the close then. All right, so that makes about 8 stocks to work with. That's good with me, folks. I mean, don't need to build out too big of a watch list. But if you're joining myself in the Phase 3 Stock Course class 305 this afternoon, we're going to start with this watch list and see what we can work with. And then if there's anything else around like 3:15, 20 in the afternoon, then at that time we'll look to rescan, see what else is out there. So for any of our gold, platinum, diamond students, I know most of you will be joining me in class. Make sure that you click the link to join just as Rich posts it here coming up. If you're looking to join the Phase 3 Stock Course class as a student, just make sure that you talk to your education advisor inside our trading room. Give a call to our office. They'll give you all the details with the advanced trading class that Fausto normally does, just getting the hot tag from him today. So I always appreciate those opportunities, might I say, on top of that as well. So, folks, hey, for all of us on YouTube, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, all of our social streams here, feel free to shoot me over a quick email. Josh@ctutrading.com is the handle. Let me know if there's any questions or trades that you'd like to go over in between. And then otherwise, if you wanted to just join us inside our live trading room, just on a small trial membership, go right down to the link on the green banner below the stream right there. Actually, in fact, I learned this just the other day, I think. There we go. I think that you could actually scan that QR code right there. I may have had that the whole time, like Fausto does in his morning meetings. But if you scan that QR code right there in the stream, you can get access to a small trial to our live trading room. We hope to see you there. And then otherwise, for all of us there right now, hey, best of luck trading if you're not joining us in class, folks. Talk to you all soon.